up, y'all? That was a tune called The Long Drop. The second in my set of 3 reels. Just a set that I've been playing lately with my band and thought would make a cool series of tutorials, so that's what we're working on. This is the second one. It's a cool tune because it starts up high. It's a little bit different, and one of the reasons why I like it, typically tunes will play the A part in the lower octave and the B part in the higher octave. Basic melody here, starting with the A part. First section, I'll run that again. Now, one thing also to note, it does drop below the first octave, goes that lower B, which we don't have, so we're faking it by jumping the octave. Something to keep in mind. Second half starts the same, again jumping up high. So it's just that end section. That's different, right? Otherwise, it's all the same. I'll run the whole A part all the way through. B part does some kind of cool octave jumping things, so hopefully you're feeling confident with that. Starts off like this. All you're doing is bouncing between that B and a couple other notes. I'll run that section again. And it starts on the high G again. Back and forth a lot, right? That's fairly repetitive. Second section carries on the melody. So I'll put those two together, so hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. Third section is a repeat. And it finishes. Kind of like the first section end. So again, this the whole B part all the way together. Ornaments. So, starting off with that high G, nice to kind of punch that. And because of the rhythmic thing that it does, I think that's kind of a cool way to do it. So just accenting those high Gs with a simple cut. And then I do a short roll on the E. Otherwise, there's not really much there that I do. Could pop that note. Could slide it if you wanted to. But usually I try to keep that one fairly simple. And then the short roll on the low E. Now, that one tends to sit on the E. It's actually 4 of them. So you can do another cut. You can do a cran there. There's a couple of things you can try if you want. You can do those double cuts. Then a roll on the G. I just do 2 rolls there, so a roll on G and then a roll on B. I've seen that done a few different ways. couple of different ways you can play that. Ultimately, what you're just doing is doing an arpeggio on E's and D's and B's there. And then back around. Otherwise the same. Short roll there. Now, that's one kind of a tricky jump where you're going from a B to wanting to do a cut on a G, but you don't have a finger to cut with, so you can interrupt with the tongue and then land on that G just briefly to do a cut. I think it has kind of a cool little punch to it. Triple roll to end the phrase, if you're so inclined. B part, because it's got so many of those octave jumps, I try not to go too crazy with the ornaments because it's a little easy to break those notes, but just a short roll there ultimately on B. You can slide that G into that phrase if you want, and then cutting it with the tongue helps. All that's doing is just the rolls there on the B. So those would have to be pretty quick in order to get them in rhythm, but it has a cool, somewhat subtle effect, I think. As you go from the C natural to a D is kind of a nice, easy one to get that popping effect on. As you're going from this, as you land these fingers, I like to think of it just popping this finger off. Just a subtle accent going into a roll on the E. And then a short roll on the G to really just kind of spike that note. And then accenting that high one. Again, just simple on the higher end because it's easy to break those. Then same as the A part. Yeah, accenting that G. Triple roll to finish. That's how I do it anyway. Some of you may have already pieced together the third tune in this set. If you're familiar with the same musicians that I am, it's a set that he put together. So that's what we've been playing, and we like it, and it's a cool set. So that's what we're going to do for the next video too. We'll get the last one. Stick around for that. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys.